Hey Terrarians, how's it going? My name is Pixelated Fireball, and welcome back to Fargo's. So, after another little itsy-bitsy, teeny-tiny, kinda sort of a little bit insignificant gap in between the videos, it's time to get back into it. It's time to get back into the real pain and suffering of the Fargo's hard mode experience. And on today's agenda, we have a couple of things that I would like to get done. Some things that I almost completely forgot about, and one of the things, in particular, being the Solar Eclipse, kind of showed up a number of times, and I was like, oh no. I'm not even gonna look at that yet. I'm gonna save all of that for the Let's Play. I'm sure everything about it is just going to be nothing but peaches and sunshine and rainbows. And the other thing being the Tier 2 of the Old One's Army, which I did want to take a look at, which I'm probably not going to leave all that much in the video if there's not a whole lot changed about it. But I would like to get those two things done, and then after those two have been completed, it's time to move on to the next mechanical boss, who's going to be the Destroyer, which I have been told is a little bit different. He's got a few changes. I try to avoid spoilers as best I can, but sometimes I can't help it. I know that he's going to be a tough one. He's not going to be the typical pushover that he always is, but we're going to give him a try anyway. And I have no doubt in my mind that after considerable amounts of suffering, and misery, and agony, and frustration, and screen-breaking nerd rage, I'll probably kill him. Maybe. Possibly. Well, I'm not going to end the video until I do, so you know what, it's kind of unavoidable. Before we get into any of that stuff, the real meat of the video, there's a couple of things that I did off camera that I want to mention. The first thing that I want to get out of the way is that I finally figured out the issue with the desert fossils and the extractinator. One of you guys left a comment in the previous video that had mentioned that the block swap mod was the reason why it wasn't working. So, there's the explanation, I suppose. I went and I turned that mod off, and it worked like a charm. Had to cheat sheet myself in some because well, like I said, I kind of ripped this place apart. So I didn't really have all that many left over, and I didn't feel like looking for the last scrap. So I just gave myself a handful, and it worked out just fine. So I made myself the Gladiator enchantment as well as the Fossil enchantment from that. And we already went over those, so I'm not going to cover those again. I mentioned them in a previous video. But those are taken care of and done and over with and out of the way. In addition to that, as you can see, I've got myself some very nice, shiny, vibrating, holy hallowed armor. And I'm not sure if this is a resprite. I think this, at least the helmet, maybe. I don't know if it's got the cape on it yet. I don't know if I can really tell. I guess not. I'm pretty sure in 1.4 it's got the cape on it, so I think they just resprited this, didn't put that on it, I don't know. I know that 1.3 does get some sprite updates, like the Goblin Army getting the new ones. Fought the twins a couple more times, which was actually pretty nice. Once I remembered the way that progression works in Fargo's, taking the items that they give you and then using them to refight them is generally a pretty good idea. I threw on the Fused Lens to give me immunity to Cursed Inferno and Ichor, and I actually got this new item from them, which is their special fancy drop, the Twin Rangs. It is basically a boomerang. Fires a different twin rang depending on mouse click the compressed forms of defeated foes. So basically, if you left click, it shoots out the spasmatism boomerang, explodes into bursts of cursed flames, and then you've got right click, which is the retinaser one, which just sort of shoots out laser beams in the direction of your mouse cursor, so whatever side it happens to be on when it goes out is where the laser beams are gonna go. With that and the Fuse Lens, I actually handled them pretty quickly. They're really not that hard whenever you're immune to their debuffs and understand how the fight works and have a really, really good weapon. Which, this one, I might actually end up using against the Destroyer. I don't know. Just depends on how good those Cursed Flames are, because I'm pretty sure that the Destroyer is immune to most debuffs, but the AoE from it should be pretty nice. Should take out a good chunk of his health every time I hit him. Definitely want to have that on me. And then, of course, after that, I got the Rod of Discord, which, wouldn't you believe, it can be crafted, right, out of Chaos Elemental banners. And you need 5 of them to make it. And as you can see, I've only got 3. So, yeah, it kind of dropped. About 300 or so elementals in, it just dropped. So, of course, in the mod, that gives me the ability to just craft it instead of killing thousands of them to finally get one to drop, it actually gives me one, a couple hundred mobs in, which is just peachy. It's just the best thing ever. That'll never happen in a regular Let's Play. I can promise you that, because I just don't have that kind of luck. Even in Elements Awoken, with the crazy increased spawn rate, it still took me a good while. I think I killed around 3,000 of those things. But I have it keybound, so I can teleport back and forth pretty quickly without having to disrupt my weapons. Thank God Fargo's allows that to happen. And that's pretty much it. No new enchantments to really discuss at all whatsoever. Just a couple of new events that I want to take care of, and then a new mech boss. But before I get into that, there's something that I want to share with you guys. Something that's very, very interesting, I think. Once again, it's something that I think is probably not something that I'm the first one to ever discover, but it is fascinating nonetheless. And it all centers around this lovely item right here that I have in my hand, the Rainbow Rod. And now, you guys all know how the rainbow rod works. It's generally not all that great of an item, even though it did get a buff in 1.4. I'm pretty sure it penetrates and does a little bit more damage. I'm not 100% sure on all of that because I didn't use it in my Let's Play because I was melee. You left click it, you gotta do it one click at a time to finally get it to work. Shoots out one of these little spinny, sparkly, glowy rainbow things, and then it does an acceptable amount of single target damage, I suppose. But whenever you combine it with an auto-fire ability, like something that you would get from the Bionomic Cluster, it becomes a much different item. So this time, whenever you've got auto-fire on, you can just hold down the button and it'll keep shooting one out. And over and over and over again, it'll stack up on top of each other until you've got this massive, sparkly, rainbow, glowing ball of death that you can control with your cursor. It's actually kind of pretty. You know, if you can get over the horrific, god-awful sound effect that plays whenever you swing all these around at once. But it gets even better than that. Let's say you're a craftier individual like myself. I believe that I'm a pretty creative person. Very intelligent, you could say. And let's say you combined the Mithril enchantment to make it shoot out even faster, and you also threw on the Tin enchantment and maxed out its critical strike all the way up to 100 or so, and then you just kept casting it out over and over and over again, and let it get to the point where it was collecting so many rainbow balls that it just stopped shooting out projectiles. And then whenever you unleash it upon an enemy, I gotta say, it's a beautiful thing, the amount of damage that you can deal all at once. It's very nice, very, very nice thing to have. Very pretty ball of death that is just so much fun to use. So I might actually hold on to this. It could potentially be very useful if I decide to go mage. I'm definitely going to keep one of those things. But that's it. I thought I would mention that to you all before I jump into the actual stuff of the video, because it's pretty cool. Pretty cool thing. Also, yes, I am very aware that I have a chibi deviant following my mouse cursor. I am completely and totally aware of it. We're just not going to worry about that. And with that said, it's now finally time to move on to the bulk of the video today. Like I said before, the first thing I would like to do is take down the Tier 2 of the Old One's army, take a look at some of that stuff, see what kind of enchantments and items I can get from it. Maybe I might actually find something useful to use against the Destroyer. The only thing that I can think of is the Tome of Infinite Wisdom from the Ogre, but, I'm a little bit lacking on my towers that I can use against this event, so hopefully I'm able to make it, I can get through it. Gonna throw on the Ichor Quiver there, use the Daedalus Stormbow, maybe summon out some stuff here, I don't know. We're just gonna kind of wing it. Got my Eternia crystals, so we're gonna head up using our newly built teleporter area here, which I can use to get up and down very quickly without having to fall down the pit over there. It's just much more efficient. Might not be the prettiest looking thing, but you know what? It's better than nothing. So let's make it daytime. Get a nice fresh day going here so I don't have to deal with the threats of nightfall. And see how this goes. I think we should be good. You know what? I'm gonna try my best. So without any further ado, let's summon it forth and see how it goes. So let's get our ballista towers ready to go. Get a couple of them set up over here. I should say that the life drain is actually a remarkably good item to use against invasions and events in general. Dealing a good amount of damage very quickly to pretty much everything in the general direction that I'm pointing it at. So I'm absolutely going to be using it for this. Hopefully this goes well. These guys are buffed now thanks to the defeat of a mech boss, so shouldn't be too much of a problem. You know what? Not going to be a big deal. I say that now, famous last words. There's the explosive kobolds. Oh, this isn't good. Gonna have to do a lot of running back and forth. This thing has decent range, though, so you know what? Whatever I can't reach with the Daedalus Stormbow, we'll just use the life drain on it. Probably start focusing a little bit more on the left side. Might be a wise idea. Oh, great. Now the wyverns are coming out. Now they're gonna be flyers. Need a few more mana. Ow, God. Okay, explosives everywhere. No new debuffs from it, though. So that's a good sign, right? It's not the worst thing that could ever happen. I think we're doing pretty good so far. You know, except for the odd, weird purple lizard bird flying around. I don't know if the Eternia Crystal itself got any changes, like maybe it takes more or less damage. Oh, great, the dinosaurs. We got weird purple birds, explosive goblin things, and dinosaurs. I'm only worried about the ogre, I gotta say. I am a little bit concerned about the ogre and the lovely things that I'm sure it's gonna do to me. There we go. We're doing good. We're doing fine. Nothing to worry about. I got this. We're on wave 5 now. Good to go. Oh god, okay, there's a lot of things popping up down there. A lot of words on the bottom left over there. I'm a little bit concerned. There's gonna be a lot of flying weird... Oh god, what is that? Wither Beast. Okay, I saw an aura around that guy. Hopefully I can at least kill an ogre, because I'm pretty sure that my abomination will let me spawn one in as long as I kill it. I don't think I actually have to complete the event it's associated with. Okay, here we go. There is an ogre out somewhere. Which side's he on? He's on the left side. Okay, he's got an aura around him. I don't know what it does, but I'm imagining it probably makes everybody inflict sticky on me, because that's what he does. Oh, we took him down pretty fast. That's pretty good. What did I get? Monk's Belt. I'm sure that's used for an enchantment. I think I remember reading that there is an enchantment for every Old One's Army class. There we go. Come on. Rain down the Ichor on his head. Take that. How do you like that yellow stuff, huh? That yellow stuff that we all know what it looks like, but I'm not going to say it. Got a glaive. Oh, and would you look at that? The event's over. That was actually a lot easier than I expected it would be. I'm kind of surprised. Well, okay then. Let's take a look at our spoils. Got an ogre mask. Ain't I pretty? Anything else? 65 defender's medals. Got a good bit of those. And we got a ghastly glaive. Let's see what you do. You are for the monk's enchantment. So I need the whole set plus its accessory, lightning arcane, a Dow of Pow, and a ghastly glaive. I'm imagining that I need all of the items from the tier 2, just like tier 1. Shinobi Infiltrator, that's what I make that into. Need the ninja, monk enchantment, and a whole bunch of stuff from the tier 3 event. So basically, it looks like I need everything. Delightful. Well, let's go and see if the abomination will just sell me ogre summoning things. Could probably buy a few more things with the defender medals as well. How many of these do I actually have? I'm sure I have some left over. I had enough to buy the second ballista rod, but I don't remember how many I had altogether. 67, so I have 132 altogether. Steven is his name now. Do you sell it? You do. I can summon ogres. Let's just get a whole bunch of them, right? And summon a bunch of them and see how it goes. And then we will take a look at what the Tavern Keep will sell me later. Is it a good idea to summon them all at once? I feel like it's a bad idea. But you know what? I'm not a smart person. We're gonna do it anyway. It's raining ogres. This is a great idea. This is the best idea I've had all day. God, maybe not. Okay, maybe it wasn't the best idea. I'm in trouble. Ah, there's so many snot balls. That is the worst debuff ever. I hate it so much. I'm just gonna stay up here out of their way. Ah, this is the only way to do this. Okay, so out of all of that, I got the Squire's Shield, Apprentice Scarf, and Huntress's Buckler, so I think that's all the little accessories that I need. I got the Phantom Phoenix, which is interesting, I suppose, but I guess I have to use, like, regular arrows with that. This isn't bad, I guess. It's a decent alternative to the Hallowed Repeater if I wanted to use it, I guess. Not the same amount of damage, but you know what? I get to shoot at a bird. And I got the Brand of the Inferno, which I'm not going to use at all. And the Sleepy Octopod. Don't know what value that will have, but we got some stuff from it. I don't know if that's everything. I don't think so. Let's throw all the rest of the stuff in there and we can take a look-see. Alright, so after a not too terribly considerable amount of farming, I was able to grab myself all 4 of the different enchantments from the Old One's Army Tier 2. I had to do a little bit of extra farming because some of these enchantments actually required a little bit like some bizarre items, like the Apprentice enchantment here requiring the Clinger Staff, and I think the Squire enchantment needed a red Phase Blade. So I needed to go or not a Phase Blade, a red Phase Saber. So I needed to go farming for some more crystals, which I really don't have all that many of, because I think I spent up the bulk that I had on making this endless crystal pouch, which I really haven't used at all. But I needed it because reasons, and I feel like that justifies it all. But basically, to sum them all up, they pretty much just give me the set bonus that the armor sets give me. So like, for example, I'll throw on the Squire set here. Set bonus increases your max number of sentries, ballistas, pierce more targets, and panics when you take damage. And the Squire enchantment, continually attacking an enemy, will grant you the power of Squire. You will reduce enemy immunity frames during this time. Ballistas pierce more targets and panics when you take damage. So basically, they all give me the set bonuses with a little bit of a twist. This reducing enemy immunity frames actually sounds kind of handy. And I'm not entirely sure if the ballistas panicking, because I guess, I don't know, maybe ballistas have an anxiety attack whenever I get hit in the face. I don't know if that stacks up on top of each other. The Hunter's enchantment sounds pretty good. To double tap down to create a localized rain of arrows at the cursor position for a few seconds based on whatever the first arrow is I have in my inventory. But on a 30-second cooldown, that's kind of rough. I could use it against the Destroyer, but I'm not sure if he is susceptible to that oil debuff. If he was, then the Explosive Trap Hunter's Enchantment combo might not actually be a bad idea. A lot of different ways to go about this. Actually, interestingly enough, this Squire set really doesn't take all that much damage away from me melee-wise. So honestly, I might end up just using it just to have a little bit of extra defense and life regen. Might be handy to hold on to, so I think I'm gonna do that. Just throw on the Hallowed set as a vanity setup there. I was told that the Monk enchantment is the worst enchantment in all of Fargo's, apparently. We just won't ever use that. Might hold on to the Huntress enchantment. We'll keep a hold of it. Planning on using the Meteor enchantment because I feel like that'd be the most valuable, but you know what? We got all that stuff out of the way. We can mix and match it when the time comes. So now that that is done and over with and taken care of, the time has come for a real event. And that event being the Solar Eclipse, which, like I said, I avoided as much as possible to make sure that it was all fresh to me. Anytime I saw one pop up naturally, I just skipped right over it. So we're gonna go up there, and we're gonna kill as much stuff as we can, get all the good items, hopefully, and things will probably go really, really well. As always, which is standard. Why would things not go well for me? I can't imagine that it wouldn't go well. That would just be ridiculous. So let's set it to daytime, get a fresh full day, and call forth the Solar Eclipse. Bring it on. What's the first enemy that's gonna draw first blood here? We got the Possessed and Frankenstein. Take the Twin Rangs to your face. Got a creature from the deep. I know I need something from you. So far, not too bad. Let's make it worse. Okay, now things should get a little bit more exciting. Ah, there's the vampires. I bet you guys are fun to get hit by. Ah, God. Nope, we're about to find out. I almost found out there. Let the Meteor enchantment go to work. Maybe Lifesteal would be the better option here. Can we get everybody all piled up down here, all single file? There we go. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing right there. Got my squeaks going. I saw some lightning blasts. I don't have a slight clue where those are from. Did I remember to empower this weapon here if I'm going to use it? I think I forgot about that. There we go. Ow. What is that debuff? Weak physical abilities are decreased? I couldn't even begin to tell you what that might be from. I feel like the super high spawn rate's not really working in the way that it should. I suppose I could test out my area of effect capabilities from the Twin Rangs. Get them all lined up down here, see what it does. Oh, wow. That's a good bit of damage. It's like peaking around 8,000. I am actually amazed that I haven't died yet. I am very surprised. Oh, God. Bleeding. Oh, well, that's what got me. I spoke too soon. Alright, well, I gotta not get hit by the vampires, because now this life drain really doesn't have much of an impact. This is actually kind of sort of anticlimactic, I gotta say. I expected more. Gotta be honest, I really expected more. Maybe I'll just throw in a death montage and we'll call it a day. Sound like a plan? Yeah, let's do that. Yes. Yes, give me all your red dots. I will absorb them all. Yes! 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 Well, boy, that was fun. Okay, so it looks like I got just about everything I need. All of the banners allow me to craft everything I didn't get, so I can get the broken bat wing from the vampire banner, and so on and so forth. Whatever items I may or may not have gotten, just move on and we'll grab. So I believe that takes care of that. Solar Eclipse has been defeated. Like I said, it was a little bit anticlimactic, I gotta be honest. Really was not expecting it to be that easy. Maybe I'm just a little bit too powerful. What does the Eye Spring do? What is it for? Spooky enchantment. Okay. All your minions gain an extra scythe attack, summons a bat, curse sapling, and eyeball spring. Alright, can I make anything new now? Anything special? Make the moon shell. That's good. That piece of that puzzle out of the way. What is this for? The Colossus Soul? Celestial shell? No, it actually isn't for anything. I'm surprised. Figured that it would be. Well, I suppose this might be valuable anyway, especially if I stay melee. There's the bat wings. I'm not sure if these are any better than the frozen wings. I don't really know if there's a difference. I would assume so, because you can get the frozen wings pre-mech bosses, and bat wings have to come after those. So we might throw those on. I like the look of the frozen wings, though, so I might keep that, but use these. Can I get you up to menacing? Are you going to be nice to me? Or do you know that I have an enormous amount of platinum, and you just won't let it happen? Nope, you're going to be nice. Okay, what a good guy. And for your generosity, I will sell you some... I will sell you some sheesh... Yep. I'm gonna give you some stuff. Here you go, enjoy. Moving right on along. Alright, and now the time has come for the epic finale of today's video. We're gonna try to take down the Destroyer. Emphasis on try, because like I said in the beginning of the episode, he has received a couple of changes. So we're gonna give this a good try. We're gonna put some effort into this, and we're gonna see what happens. I don't know if, like I've said many times before these boss fights in this mod, if I have the best setup in the whole wide world, but we're gonna give it a shot, just play around with it, see what he does more than anything else at first, and then we'll work on a proper strategy to kill him. So we've got our mechanical worm ready to go, so I guess the only thing left to do is to head up to the surface and see what happens. So I guess the first weapon that I'm gonna try against him is the Twin Rangs, and then maybe I'll give the Daedalus Stormbow a try. I mean, the Life Drain might be good too, but it doesn't deal as much damage as these two, I bet. So we'll give it a shot. Gotta remember to use my ballistas since I have that ability now. I don't know if the summon thing really makes a difference. Yeah, I can only summon 3 of these, so doesn't really make a difference, just takes up a slot here. So I guess I will just make sure I've got my armor penetration buff, and we'll see how it goes. Let me see. Any potions I should have out right now? I don't think so. I just keep all my extra in here so I don't end up running my buffs way, way, way too high to the max, and I end up losing them because of the debuffs. Definitely don't want that to happen. So I guess without any further ado, let's just make it tight time, make it nighttime. If I can talk words right, still can't do it. And summon him and see what happens. All right, he's coming from the left side. Let's set up our ballistas right here. Open fire. Oh yeah, doing a good bit of damage on that coil right there. Okay, whoa, okay, what's going on right here? We got laser beams, we got stars that are spinning. He's bouncing me around. What's the debuff? Am I electrified? Oh, there's his head. Okay, let's Rod of Discord out of here. There's not really much time for me to get my bearings. Please don't hit me with your face. I bet that probably hurts. So, that was really quick. Ah, God, okay. So we got something going on here. We got some stars. I think I remember seeing those same Ow, God. Okay, so the head hurts. Was gonna say I think I remember seeing those stars from the twins whenever I fought them. Okay. Let's just keep unloading on him here with the fire. Hopefully this works. Oh, this was a mistake. I'm in trouble. Oh, no. Okay. So, another lesson to be learned here. He is definitely different. Definitely a lot of projectiles. That much has absolutely not changed. But that wheel thing, that's a little bit different. Okay, let's try it again. I was doing a good amount of damage with the Twin Rangs at first, but once he's out of that coil, I think I might have to switch to the Daedalus. See what happens. Okay, well, let's buff back up and see how it goes. I'm gonna use a bow. I better grab my archery potions, make them even better. Okay, let's try this again. All right, let's unload on that coil. Good chunk of damage right there. Very good. Okay, let's see if I'm a little bit better at this. Not really. Straight up, nope. I can't not get hit by those stars. I just can't help it. Nope. Ha! Take that. All right, Daedalus, go to work on him. Let's take him down. Oh, reliable. The Destroyer's worst nightmare. Daedalus Stormbow. Oh, yeah. Ow. And my worst nightmare, any projectile at all in all of Terraria. Okay, let's move around him a little bit here. Got to avoid that head. Ah! Thank God for the squeak. Ha! All right, we're doing all right against him. We're doing all right. He's losing a lot of health. So am I, though. Daedalus Stormbow's working out. I gotta use the Jester's arrows because the Holy One's got nerfed. That is a lot of stars. Why? Don't you have enough projectiles? Do you need more? We are doing pretty good. Ow. See, what is dodging for anyway? I'm still beating him, and I'm barely dodging at all. Okay, I'm losing a lot of health. Ow. Okay, well, I almost had him. That was a pretty good attempt. Pretty solid there. I think this is a good strategy. I think this might very much so be possible. Thank you for that. One more try, and I betcha I'll have him. That's what I'm gonna bet. Right there. Betcha I'll have him after one more try. Won't be a problem. Okay. So these probes, I've noticed, now that I can finally get a look at them, really aren't doing all that much, I gotta say. They're just kind of spinning in circles around me. I think they exist just to solely block projectiles, but that doesn't really work with my Stormbow here. Doesn't really make a difference. It's definitely working out. Ah, God, I can't just walk through them. That's a bad idea. Ow. Whoa, okay, that was very close. Can I heal? Yes, I can. Okay. We're solid here. Okay, this is different. This is a little bit different. What's happening? There's so much going on my screen right now. Ah, God, what do I do? Can I kill him before he kills me? Oh, my. That's perfect. That is just absolutely perfect. Right at the exact same time. Dropped him the same time he dropped me. Okay, well that wasn't too terribly bad. That was a decent fight. A lot easier than the twins was whenever I fought them. But I think having the Squire set with a little bit of extra defense and life regen definitely helped. He wasn't too bad. He was not as bad as I was told he was going to be. He's probably going to be a nice source of maybe money farming if I don't want to just use the overloaders, which I don't know why I would. But anyway, let's take a look and see what we got from him. So we got the remote control, and that's his Eternity Mode drop. Grants immunity to Lightning Rod. Your attacks have a small chance to inflict Lightning Rod. 2 friendly probes fight by your side. A defeated foe segment with an antenna glued on. Welp, reduce, reuse, recycle. You know what they say. You are different. Wandering Eye. I don't think I've ever even really got a look at you. Okay, can we move on from this? How about some daytime? Daytime is safe, right? Okay. Now from the treasure bag, we got some Souls of Might, mechanical wagon piece, and a bunch more hallowed bars I don't need. What does the Soul of Might do? Mega Shark, which I should be able to get right now. Might use that against Skeletron Prime. Light Disc is not a material, so we won't bother with that. Drax is a material, so I gotta make one of those. Pickaxe Axe is also a material. I guess I can use that in place of the Drax, so I don't have to throw it away completely. Okay, well that's good to know. Dubious Circuitry. I guess this item is from Skeletron Prime, so I can just combine all these together with some Deviating Energy, some Souls of Sight, Might, and Fright, and we'll have another crazy accessory to throw on there. I like it. Oh, and I can make the Top Hat Squirrel Magic Weapon soon. I remember when I first picked up one of those little fellas. Okay, good to know. Let's throw all the junk in the inventory here and see what all we can actually craft now. I know for sure I want that Mega Shark. Should be able to just make it. Pretty sure I have everything I need in there and then some. Oh, I'm missing the illegal gun parts. And there we go, we got a Mega Shark, got Ruthless. Let's get this thing reforged. I believe I was told that the Mini Shark got a nerf, so I'm imagining the Mega Shark did as well. But either way, we're definitely gonna grab it in case we want to use it. Just gotta be nice to me and give me the affix that I want. There we go, what a nice guy. Okay, takes care of that. Wonder how fast this thing shoots with the Mithril enchantment. I bet it is pretty quick. Oh yeah. That's nice. If only I was better at dodging, I would use this all the time. Okay, well, use for the Sniper's Soul. How much of this stuff am I missing? I think I have everything else. Just from here onward, I'm missing. Well, we'll get that all in due time. Alright, so I was going to end the video right then and there, but I have made a discovery that I simply must share with you all. And especially the Fargo developers who, if they happen to stop by this episode and take a look-see, might find very interesting as well. So basically what I was doing after I recorded the video was fighting the Destroyer again, maybe farming him up a little bit, getting some extra items from him, just to see, just in case I needed anything else, and just experimenting with different things, different enchantments and everything, to see what I could use against him to defeat him. Maybe a little bit easier than what I had set up before. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, did I find a setup. This set of enchantments and items and whatnot makes the Destroyer by far the easiest Eternity Mode boss in the history of all of Fargo's. I had a harder time killing King Slime. And I'm going to show you how I did it. I recorded a fight with him using this setup. I'm not even going to use boots. In fact, I'm not even going to use wings. In fact, I'm not even going to use a weapon, because I am the weapon. Let's take a look. Alright, so let's take a look at this setup. So I kept on the Squire set just to get a little bit more defense over what the Hallowed set will give me, and a little bit more life regeneration from the Helm, and I set all of the accessories that I have on down here to warding to give me a grand total of 100 defense, basically making just about every single attack from the Destroyer except for a direct hit from his head, hit for only about around 1 damage every time. I threw on the Palladium enchantment just to get a little bit more life regeneration after striking an enemy. I have the Ankh Shield on to take away all my knockbacks so he couldn't bounce me around. I have the Ninja enchantment, and this is important because it works in conjunction with the Molten enchantment that I have right here. The Ninja enchantment, if you remember, whenever I throw out a smoke bomb, basically works like a Rod of Discord, but it gives me a first strike buff, which ensures your next attack is a crit dealing 3 times damage. Of course, I have the Bionomic Cluster on, just for an extra 10 defense from that with warding on it. And as I mentioned before, the Molten enchantment, in conjunction with the Ninja enchantment, is pretty potent combination. The Molten enchantment, if you remember, causes me to explode violently whenever I take damage, and the closer the enemies are to me, the more damage they take. The nearby enemies ignited part of it is kind of irrelevant with the Destroyer, but the other things are pretty important. Basically, whenever I get first strike from the Ninja enchantment, it works with the explosions from the Molten enchantment. So as long as I continuously throw down these smoke bombs and keep giving myself that first strike buff repeatedly, I will just continue to explode over and over again, getting massive critical strikes, allowing me to do around about 20 to 30,000 damage. And to tie it all together, I've got the Wizard Enchantment, which was something that I completely and totally forgot about. It enhances the power of all other equipped enchantments. Now, I'm not sure what exactly the measurement for that is. I don't know how much it increases it. It just says that it enhances it, so I figured, you know what, let's throw it on, make it even worse for the guy. It's made out of the Wizard Hat, a Sapphire Ruby and Diamond Robe, the Ice Rod, Rare Enchantment from the Painter, and the Unlucky Yarn, which you can craft out of 10 goodie bags. So all this stuff working together basically mops the floor with the Destroyer in a matter of seconds. Like I said, don't need boots, don't need wings, I don't even need to dodge him or even attack him. I will just continuously explode on top of him and he will die. And because of the life regeneration and armor that I have, he couldn't kill me even if he wanted to. So yeah, that was a pretty interesting discovery I made. I thought I would share that with you. I mean, honestly, I probably could have done without the Palladium one. I probably could have done something to give myself even more damage, but just the Molten, Wizard, and Ninja enchantments working together makes you a living bomb, which I think is kind of funny, a very interesting playstyle. But there you go, I just wanted to throw that in there. Might make the video take a little bit longer, but now I am going to officially end the video. So thank you guys so much for stopping by and checking me out. I really appreciate it, and as always, whatever it is, wherever you are, day or night, I hope you're having a good one of those, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.